What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Check It Out, the show where we talk about games, products, and services that we like and think that you might also like. My name is Tommy Shelby. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan Robinson.
I'm in love with these boys.
Shanae Howard.
Hi.
Today, Shanae has this game for us, and let's hear what it's about.
All right. So it's a mobile Tommy game. No surprise that I'm playing that. It's called Ephemeral by Hunex, or Hunix. I don't know how to pronounce things.
Not a web systems.
Not a web system. No, not this time. Next time maybe, but probably not. In here, if you're watching it, there's 4 guys on the cover. You are a female protagonist, and you get to choose between 4 boyfriends. Just to give you some backstory, the town's like a dark world. Like humans have their own world, and then they live in their own. Where all the all the dark races kind of live. Like
Shanae, don't say the dark races.
well, that's what they call themselves. They even have like a day where they pray to like be reincarnated into like their own world.
Okay.
So in it, there's like a caste system. Mermaids are at the top, very, very top. I know it seems unlikely.
It does seem unlikely because of the Draculas.
But I think that this might be originally a Chinese developer and then like translated into English. Which
Okay.
I don't know the folklore around mermaids in China.
But you presume that they are.
Well, I was looking up a lot of stuff about it. It had a lot of Chinese.
Well,
guys.
if I remember correctly about the way the Chinese represent Draculas, now I feel like it is very possible that mermaids could rule over the Draculas, because
Okay.
Chinese Draculas are kind of weird.
Yeah, like so. They all kind of like live longer lives and have like have like something about them, but mermaids live the longest, and then next tier is like Draculas and devils, and then it's like a bunch of other stuff, and then like the lower ones are zombies are the absolute lowest, which is what you are. You are the first. You are a zombie girl from an isolated town where only zombies live, and then above you is like not too far is like mummies and invisible men, and then like above that is like basically like sirens, which are just like bird people, or there's like also frog people, werewolves, things like that.
I feel like mummies and zombies should be equals.
No, because so they do the power thing basically on like longevity and also durability. So zombies have poor blood circulation and live one of the shortest lives, which is 300 years.
Okay.
Mummies are better preserved because of the bandages.
And then mummies, they kind of if you're looking at the video, the guy in the back, the second from the right, he has like bandages on his hands and eyes. So mummies all.
That's a mummy?
Yeah, he's a MILF.
It's a very handsome mummy.
He's a MILF, a mummy I'd like to fuck.
There's the school nurse is also a mummy. Basically, they have like competitions on who's the most disgusting under the bandages, and
Yeah.
if you're not a mummy and you look at it, then you will faint because it is just kind of like black hole absorbing. Like if you see it, you're instantly like, oh god, floor. Yeah.
Did they show that?
Wait, so under that tiny little bit of bandage is all that hideousness?
Well, he has bandages on his arms and neck and
Okay.
eye, so like in part of his face.
Okay.
So, and then the guy next to him that looks kind of like cutesy, like more than the others, that's an invisible man.
Well, don't say he looks cuter than the others just because that's what you think, Shanae.
Well, no, I'm saying like he looks like younger. He's like more soft. He's like less like manly.
Okay.
I'm doing air quotations. So he's an invisible man.
I mean, they're in high school, so.
Yeah, and then the guy with the purple hair is Sheba the werewolf.
Woof.
Woof. So you're the first zombie, like I said, to get to the school. All these people are there at the school. With the hierarchy in the game, basically if someone's at like the top, the most top levels, they can do what's called force orders, where they just like say something to you and you have to do it. So if I was like, hey Tom, go get me a Red Bull, you would have to go get me a Red Bull.
Like he would feel compelled to, or he just knows that that's the
has
rules?
to. No, like he's compelled to. Like
Okay.
he can't stop his body. Like
Okay.
it's like.
But in real life, I'm not doing that for you.
I know. I already have one. I don't need another.
Because you're the mermaid and Shanae's the mummy.
No, we're all mummies.
Sure. On one of the. Never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke.
So I like. I wasn't really expecting a lot from the story. I've recently had to spend a lot of money, so I have been looking at free games. So I've downloaded like
You're balling on a budget.
yeah, I downloaded like 5 different Atomi games, and this is the one that actually like I didn't want to play the rest of them. I just wanted to play this.
Sure.
I thought like so with monster themes, sometimes they can just be like super cheesy. And this one definitely has some cheeseball moments, especially with Sheba. His is definitely the cutest, most lighthearted one. All the rest of them can be pretty dark, like especially the mummy one. The mummy one, I had anxiety after getting the bad ending on that one.
Yikes.
Gosh, it gets dark.
I've never had a visual novel affect me to that extent.
Well, so I fear my own mortality a lot. And on the bad ending, you get to read about someone's last moments in life, and it's real hard hitting and real sad, and I just like got done and I was just like.
Now you say free. Is this like I'm gonna get the first chapter and then they're gonna charge me for the rest?
So that's the thing. Like, with pretty much every mobile Tomy game, there is some sort of blocking system. Whether it be like tickets, you get 5 tickets per day, and you can only do like 5 chapters of a game, or you can do like, or you have to pay for other things. This one is free in the aspect that you do get each first chapter of, because they each have 2 parts, like the beginning and then like the actual romance. So you get the first chapter of each one free. But then you get points every day, and then you can use those points to buy chapters.
Sure.
They also are one of those. If you play a lot of mobile Atomi games, you know what I'm talking about. They're also one of the.
I don't.
They're also one of the Atomi games that, like, if you want to go download other apps.
Oh,
that
you're
are
right,
all
right,
free,
right, right.
Then they'll give you points for that.
Yeah, so screw that. But I do like the fact that you're saying I can play it over time for free.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, you initially get points, and then
Now,
you get
can I just give them some money and have the whole game unlocked?
Yes. You can
Perfect.
you can either pay $4 for each part, like the getting to know and like the romance part.
Right.
$4 for each part, or you can get all 4 boys.
Hell yeah.
They're all their.
Well, Sinead, now you're making it sound like I'm paying for boys.
You can pay for
Hey,
all,
boys.
the ability to talk to all 4 boys.
Sure.
For I think it's $15.
It's not bad.
For all 4 of their first parts, and then their second parts, all 4 for that.
It's like $4 a boy.
But it might be 14 actually. But I didn't really care about the vampire. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want to pay for him. Well, I didn't pay for any of them, but I didn't want to have to like download apps to like play his. So I just watched his online just to see what the story is.
So that's correct that the doily man is the Dracula.
Yeah, the one with the little like
Yeah.
fluffy things.
Yeah, that's Telltale Dracula stuff.
Yeah. So his name's Ray. He's a Dracula.
That's a really mundane Dracula name.
Yeah. So they all have like different like kind of qualities about them that they are like attributed to their race.
That's funny.
But also like where they like kind of like all break boundaries in there. As far as the story goes, I was really pleasantly surprised with how cute and well paced and just how intense some of the stories are. The Invisible Man is super, super awesome. Like, I don't want to spoil it.
I bet he's like super shy.
Actually, no. But he is, before you showed up, he was the lowest race, because right above you is Invisible Man.
Sure.
So he was the lowest race, so he was subjected to a lot of bullying, but he's like, I can't do anything about it. But
Isn't it funny, like, is it not funny to anybody else that, like, you go and there's, like, a group of Draculas, and, like, you know, this fella's Alucard, and that's Nosferatu over there, and there's Vlad, and here's Ray.
Hi. Or he'd probably be like, oh.
yeah, the mummy.
He's not Italian.
He could be.
The mummy's Natsume. The Invisible Man is Neji.
Neji?
It's Nagi, but I don't think it's Nagi.
We'll go with Neji.
Yeah, and then there's Sheba, and then Ray.
Hey, how you doing?
But I think it's supposed to. I think if it's like originally Chinese, which I think it is, then I think
Mm-hmm.
the Ray is supposed to sound foreign and like
Well, sure,
cool.
sure.
But yeah, no. If you like in-depth dark storylines and you like with your Otome games, it's awesome. It's not at all like she gets kissed on the forehead and the cheeks, and then every now and then the romance parts you might get kissed on the lips.
Hell
But
yeah.
it's nothing hot and heavy, which
Oh.
I like in a lot of my Otome games. Cause like
Wait, you like it not to be hot and heavy, or you want it to be hot and heavy?
not if I'm playing it in public.
So
you
you-
want
I
to play that?
mean,
So
if I'm
you
gonna play a
like-
sexy
No,
one,
you
I'm
want to
gonna
play that
it
in
at home.
No, you're gonna play the sex
You
ones in
like
public
porn
so people know what
parodies,
you're about.
but your Otomes, let's keep them a little cleaner.
Well,
She probably watches the porn parodies in the privacy of her own
the,
home.
the problem I have with a lot of really sexually driven Otome games
Mhm.
is that it normally lacks in depth as
Not
far
enough
as the story
build-up.
goes.
Look, Sinead, we understand.
So-
You're a button-up kind of girl, all right?
Not today, she's not.
I like interesting storylines, and I was super surprised with how actually interesting this is.
So, how long did it take you to get through one storyline? Because there's 4.
I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
30 minutes.
no,
Wait, but you're doing it for free, so it's hard for you to judge because you're only getting a
Yeah.
little bit of
Oh,
time.
right.
but even then, each one, and I read fast.
Yeah.
Because there's 10 chapters, and then you get like and then based off your choices, you get a good or a bad ending.
hmm
Uh,
And each dude
and
has a
then-
good and a bad ending, right?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
like, yeah, so and then each part, so you get 20 chapters per character.
Because like
And then
there's no
2 different
canonical thing
endings.
with most of these games. Like I'm gonna date this boy and see his ending.
Right.
I'm gonna date that boy and see that ending.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I talked about it before, Nameless, the one you must recall.
That's the verse from Otome you ever mentioned.
Yeah.
But
But you cannot recall.
Yeah, on that one, actually, as you play through it, they'll make allusions to, like, the last games that you played. Like, oh, yeah, well, you liked being with this guy. And
I
you're
see
like,
you
"What?"
like Castlevania.
And you're like, what?
Psycho
and they're like, nothing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. But no, this one though, there's like things that they would mention in the in the prologue of it, and I'm like, I want to know more about this. Like, why are all the zombies isolated in one town? Like, because they have because the reason they're in the one town is so they don't spread the disease of zombie. But then the government made a medication that they just all take daily,
Zombrex.
to keep the infection from spreading, but
Keep
they
the
still
zombie
don't,
away.
they still don't go away. Like, this is said in the prologue. Also, zombies in this world, once you reach around 200 years old, then your flesh will start rotting from your body. But until then, you're super beautiful. Like, all the
Now,
zombies
are these
beautiful.
the sort of zombies that want brains?
No,
Those-
they have poor circulation, so they get hurt. Like, they don't heal.
Okay.
Um,
So they're like old people.
yeah. So like they're super super beautiful. Like they kind of all are like when you go to the school, everyone thinks you're a mermaid because you're so beautiful.
Yeah.
And mermaids are known for being the most beautiful.
But you're a fraud.
But you're like, no, I'm just a zombie, and everyone gets surprised. They're like, oh,
Like,
I
ew,
did not
gross.
think that.
Yeah, get away.
I
I'm gonna
thought
hang out with
zombies were gonna be
Frogman.
ugly.
Yeah.
Well, frogmen can be cute, so.
Wait, when frogmen are in their human form, do they still look vaguely froggish?
No. They just look like regular people. But yeah, so like, and then, but yeah, so when zombies are 200 years old, their bodies will like start to decompose, and their flesh will rot off, and they'll be just skeletons for the last like
That sounds cooler though.
hundreds of years of your life.
No,
And,
no,
but
you can't do a skeleton.
And then a lot of
can
a
you?
lot of zombies will kill themselves before they start rotting.
Sure.
So you are raised by your grandmother, which is like the oldest zombie that anyone's ever seen, and she's like just,
She's just
a
a skeleton.
skeleton.
Oh, that's so rad.
And
I want to see the grandma zombie.
yeah, and so in one of the stories that matters a lot, because like the vampire is like really interested in beauty, and you're like, I'm gonna be ugly.
Look, man.
But yeah, so like there's like a lot of things like, oh, this is like a cool power thing, and then you're like, oh, this is terrible and tragic. Oh no, oh no. And I really like that in a game.
I'm just gonna say Spinal from Killer Instinct is just a skeleton. He's pretty radical, so.
All right. Well,
Check it out.
yeah, play the game. Shanae,
Yeah.
I'm going to play one chapter of this game
Ooh.
and report back to you.
All right, do it.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.